Come on in. Let's go and do it. So,
For it.
I reckon that was better than the first one. Right, hello everybody, Tour Rider here, back doing it for you. So this is a bit of a product review, but it's something I thought was a little bit different. You know, I like to think out of the box when we do stuff, and we're going to do a dash cam. So this company, HFK, got in touch with me and asked me about reviewing the dash cam. Now, you know, I had a similar system before from Aochi, which I took to Africa, but this doesn't have CarPlay on it, so it's a specific dash cam system. And I thought, well, I don't want to do just a dash cam, but can we use this for anything else? And I thought, I know, this might work as a training aid for motorcycle trainers and instructors. So I went back to HFK, I said, look, I think we could use it, and there's a few features on your system which I quite like. And they said, yeah, go ahead, what the hell? So you're just thinking out of the box, but obviously I got the unit, but I need a motorbike instructor. So luckily I've got one in reserve, and here he is. He's coming out now.
Okay.
Hello. So this is Gary. I'll just check your own shot. So this is Gary Proctor. So Gary was my IAMS instructor. So you're part of the IAMS system, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
I am. I am Paul.
So I came to you with this as an idea, and I thought you might go with this, which you thought, yeah, it will work. So when you're doing your instructing, how does that sort of work? What's the sort of format that you use?
Okay, well, I'm a national observer with the IAM, so it's not instructing for the first motorcycle test.
Yeah.
It's for motorcyclists who want to go to advanced,
Yeah.
prove their safety, improve their riding. And when they sign up, they get effectively 6 rides, which I coach through all the 6 rides.
Yeah.
And we focus on the real key elements. And one of them, apart from the obvious one, which is taking in information all the time, is how you position yourself on the road.
Yeah.
Whether it's coming up to a roundabout, whether it's following traffic, whether it's taking a junctions, it's so key to safety on the road is your position.
Yeah.
And equally on that, with overtakes, with motorways, right-hand junctions, it's fabulous. So once you've done that, bearing in mind that the rider is in front and I'm behind and they're on my signals, when you've finished the ride, you know, halfway through, you do a debrief from memory to point out the areas for improvement. Something like this potentially gives me instant access to what they've just done.
Yeah. So we're going to fit it to the B&W, the R1250. So
This is the RS.
So yeah, tell us about the bike then. I'm a bit lost in these. Because you had the GS 1300.
I had the GS 1300 for a while.
Yeah, which is quite an interesting choice. So you changed from that to go back to this style, didn't you?
I did. It's a nice colour.
You can't beat tricolour, white, red and blue. Everyone knows that about me.
For me,
have you got gold? No, you haven't got gold wheels, Gary. So that's
For me, what I like about this bike very much is I absolutely love the engine, which is fair enough the GS's as well. But it's like a sports tourer, so I get best of both worlds.
So that's the unit. So it's actually really small. I mean, it's smaller than a mobile phone. So it's not going to be that intrusive. So I think the plan is to go
probably centre
down to the centre, something like that. And that's not actually going to be that bad, is it?
It actually fits quite nicely.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to work.
Yeah.
And then you've got the 3 wires. So you've got the main power cable, which goes direct to the battery. The connector has a box attached to it, which will only fire up once the bike actually fires up. So you're not draining the battery. And then you got one for rear camera, one for front camera, so it's pretty simple really.
So the issue is going to be more about just threading the wires.
Threading the wires, and just seeing how easy it is to do that. But Yeah, I suppose that's the only problem with bigger bikes, is that you've got to look at, you know, trunking and where you can go. Smaller bikes like the Enfield and stuff like that, you can just sort of pull them and fiddle around with them, but these need to be a little bit less intrusive. But then, as much as anything, it's a case of putting the power wire in and maybe just feeding the power wire up, and then you can just connect it.
Yeah, because if
way.
the cameras are going on the front, which is fairly straightforward, that'll just feed up behind the.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, behind the screen.
But it'd be interesting to see what struggles there are with it.
Yeah.
But we shall see where we go. Right. So that's the unit, a nice little unit, but it's quite weighty. It's got a lot of weight to it. It looks pretty robust.
And it's waterproof as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's IP67 waterproof rated, which is similar to most modern mobile phones, and so yeah, it should be good.
Good.
Cool. Right. Get on with it.
Thank you.
That's why I throw it at you, innit? Yeah, get on with it. Right, we'll see everybody at the next stage, which will be the test ride. See you all later, everyone. Okay, this is take 2. Because I wasn't recording. We did a fantastic. It was a brilliant. It was Oscar winning. That was.
It was.
I'd
have got the part with that.
You would have done, and then we didn't film it. So we got to do it all over again. So we got to try and do it as well as possible. So we are back with the HM702, and we're back with Gary. So the unit's been fitted to the bike. I suppose that the obvious first question is: was it difficult to fit wiring and stuff like that?
Well, once I'd learnt Chinese.
Yeah.
Then it was okay.
Yeah, and you've got a second language now, haven't you? Which is great. Yeah.
No, it was very straightforward to fit. You've got basically a camera on the front, a camera on the back, a lead from each, and connections from the battery.
Yeah.
And then they all fit on 3 connections somewhere near the
Yeah.
handlebars. So from that point of view, it was absolutely straightforward. The only issue I have is I've not channeled the wires really neatly at the moment, for the basis of doing the filming. And secondly, there's 3 connections to the battery.
Yeah.
And so there's a positive and negative, and then there's an orange.
That's fairly common with some of these units now, is that you can go direct to the battery.
Yeah.
But as we know, that sort of leaves power going to the unit all the time. Although you can put it on standby, as we know, with standby, there's always a little bit of current draw.
Yeah.
And then you get the yellow or orange wire, which will go to any 12-volt outlet, which on the bike, which only comes on, is only paired when you turn the bike on, which could be like a light source or whatever it is.
Yeah, they recommend the rear light if possible.
But the size of the unit, what do you think about the actual size of the unit?
Great.
It's compact, isn't it?
Yeah, it's neat, it's not intrusive.
Yeah.
You know, on the BMW, you've got the big screen, and then you've got a place for the sat-nav if you want one. I don't have it.
Yeah.
But it's fine where it is.
And it's not going to, you know, when you've got the sat-nav, it's not actually going to interfere size-wise, is it? It's really unobtrusive, which I think is really nice.
Yeah.
And the key thing for us was, while we're going to doing this, thinking out the box for using this unit, is that it's got raised buttons on it. It's not touchscreen. So you can, it's easy just to, with glove, to on and off and that sort of thing. So
might be a little bit more cumbersome with winter gloves.
Winter gloves, yeah. But we'll see how that works. So the idea now is to go out, film a bit of a ride, and then show everybody how the unit, we can play back the footage on the unit. But the key thing for us is, and this is how you generally work as IAMs, isn't it? You'll do your riding, and then you'll go and do a debrief, sort of have a cup of tea somewhere in comfort, and you can connect this to your phone. It automatically connects to your phone, and you can then look at all the footage that you've done.
Playback clips.
Yeah, so that's the idea. We'll see whether it works.
Okay.
But I think it will. And the cameras look very clear, don't they? And we got the dual screens, and we can see front and rear. So we will test that front and rear. You're going to be using the camera on your helmet. I'm going to have the 360 camera on my bike, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Come on in. Let's go and do it. So,
for it.
I reckon that was better than the first one. Right then, so here we go. So I've got to be on my best behaviour. So I can go behind me by IAM's instructor. And so what we'll do, we're going to do some manoeuvres. I'm going to do an awful lot. We just want to see how the camera works and if it functions how we want it to do. So I'm going to do some. We're going to do some sort of like position 1, position 2, stuff like that, and see how it goes. So what Gary can do is he can use the buttons to stop the loop recording, because obviously it loops continually. We can have it up to 3-5 minutes, etc. But what we can then do is switch that off and then switch it on again to record the sections that we want. Well, that's the idea. And then we can play it back. So hopefully my positioning is good and he's happy with my position. So the way we do this is just out of interest. So we're going to position 1 because I'm going to right-hander, so I get a more of a limit point. I can actually see the limit point of the bend. And then I come back into sort of position 2, 3, which is sort of middle, airing to the middle of the road. And as we're going into left-hand bend, then I can again see more of the limit point of the bend. Got a large vehicle there, so I'm going to move back into 2. We will do an IAMS ride, a proper IAMS ride on this, so you can see how it all works. Just slightly inside the corner there, going back out. Very funny being having my instructor back behind me again, making sure I'm not doing anything wrong. Coming up to a junction, keeping an eye on things. And what we'll do, I'm going to get Gary to come up in front of me. He's going to go past me. We're going to go round and roundabout and come back, go past. And then once we've got all the footage that we want, we will transfer that to the phone. The unit actually then links to the phone. And we'll be able to see, which means you can debrief, you know, in the comfort of coffee. And that's the idea. Gary's come up in front. Right, we are going to head back for a coffee and a dissemination. Let's see how that all works. Excellent. Right, see you over coffee. Right, so we're back from the ride, and coffee and Twix. It's very important. It's very important. Gary's my fixer when I need Twix because he gets me. So, yeah. So we've done the ride, and what we'll do now. I was going. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Yeah. I've got my supplier. So as we're talking about it, I'll show you on the system what we need to do, because we're now going to download it to the phone, and you've got the app which will also be on the screen.
Yeah.
So essentially what happens is we change the setting on the camera to Wi-Fi, and then it then uploads all that via Wi-Fi to your phone, which is then because it's linked to the camera. But it's not actually storing it on the phone. It's just like a live link to the camera, which is great. So because obviously using this rolling loop, you're getting an awful lot of data.
Yeah.
But it's not wasting the data on your phone, which is really good, isn't it? So we've sort of worked it out somehow, have we? But we're here and we've actually linked it up pretty straightforward, haven't we? It's not been that complicated.
Yeah, and it's about 20 feet away.
Yeah. So you would assume the Wi-Fi this doesn't sound particularly important, but it is when you're doing this, because if you're going into a little cafe and you're behind a window or something like that, you want to make sure that you can link it up. Otherwise, it makes it a bit pointless. So it seems to do that. What about the actual riding experience? Could you see the screen and were the buttons easy to access?
The buttons were okay. It's difficult to see the screen in any detail because it was low down. You'd probably need it higher up.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's actually quite small. So riding, concentrating on your own screen, what's going on around you, and then trying to focus, it's not easy.
No.
But in theory, you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I suppose that thing is, if you can if you want to just let it continually loop, you can just forget about it, can't you? Mm-hmm. Just put it on. It's going to start up when you ride anyway. Yeah. And you're just going to go.
But it's easy enough to think, hang on, we're on a straight road here, nothing's happening, I'll press it.
Yeah.
Turn it off and then press it again.
Yeah, and I think that seems, because we're not using it the way it was intended, it seems to be the key thing to do is to just turn the thing off completely, the system off. Because when you hit the button, it will fire back up, and then it will automatically start recording in it. And that seems to be the sort of simple way for this at the moment. So that's cool. So what we're now going to do, and hopefully you'll be getting this on the screen, we're going to see what the footage is actually like, the quality of the footage, and if it works. Because it is recording sound, but that's not so critical for us. But is it recording the images in good enough quality that you could replay it and do it in this sort of scenario?
I'll be interested to see it as well, because I felt I needed to be reasonably close to you.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, that was interesting. So that what we need to make sure is what you see on the camera or on the screen is what is then replayed back to us, because it's not always the case in so many systems, is it?
No.
So, right, let's have a look and see what we got
on there.
Yeah, we could turn the camera around to the screen, so you can see that we've actually now got that link to the camera on the bike, and there's a direct link now between the two via Wi-Fi, and that's what we're seeing. So we're now going to try and find the bit that we recorded. So you've got all the looped recordings, and then it's a case of finding the one which was relevant to what we were doing, wasn't it? And this is where I think using the on-off rather than the on-off record, but the on-off for the whole system might be easier for us, mightn't it? For what we're using
I think
it for.
so.
But then if it doesn't work like that, then you've still got a dash cam anyway, so it's recording everything you're doing. And I think the image quality is good enough, which you'd expect now in this day and age, that even on your phone, to show that in front of somebody, it's actually a reasonable little tool, isn't it? Because you can go back and say, if you get in the first time it says, no, I didn't do that.
Exactly.
No, you did.
Exactly. Yeah.
You see
I don't remember not moving in for oncoming traffic. Well, let me show you a couple of clips.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it does work. I think it does work.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if anybody wants to go down the route of getting a dash cam and use it differently, I just like the idea of those exposed buttons. I just think that's easier than a touch screen. Even with gloves, I think it's probably better than a touch screen.
Yeah.
And it's not intrusive. It's a small unit.
It is a small unit.
Yeah.
I think I would make one point is that it's natural to want to look at it.
Yeah.
And that's where the danger lies, because it's small, it's lower down. So if you're not careful, you're doing this, and you can't really get a good vision anyway because it's small.
Yeah.
So the trick is trust in the piece of kit.
Yeah.
Trust in the piece of kit. Let it do its work, and then do all the analysis afterwards.
It was something I brought in an episode the other week about, the biggest cause of accidents, nearly always on motorbikes, is distraction.
Yeah,
we're distracted and we're not looking.
Yeah.
So, cool. But did I pass?
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for that.
Flying colours.
I'll get another
Maybe
coffee.
even give you a first.
I was robbed last time. Don't say that again. Right. Thanks for that, Gary. So remember, the HK is the company, and that is the HK 702, I believe.
It is.
But you'll be seeing that on the screen. So description will be below the video if you need any more information on that. But check them out. They're not cheap. It's an investment. I've no discount code for this, but I expect they might give me one sooner or later.